Plus, I'm like, am I just short? Good morning. It's almost like 10 a.m. I was out with coworkers and I did not get to bed until about 2 a.m. I've been up for a while. My body just was like not letting me sleep later. So yeah, I'm about to go down, make my coffee, and you guys are coming with me on a tour to Bruges. Actually, this is the first time I have properly left the city since I got here. Besides like the only other time I've been out of Ghent and not in just like Svinard, which is where I work and where one of the apartments I had looked at. The only other time I've been out of the city was actually a different like apartment tour at this one like smaller village, which I loved. And honestly, I was contemplating that apartment actually because it was really nice. The commute would have been terrible, but I was like, if I have to decide between like micromanaging landlord or long commute, I'm like, I will do the long commute because also like it was going to be just like contained within that like small town that I could go and do stuff and not have to be like, oh, I also have to like do a 20+ minute commute to get back to the city to do anything. Like, I don't know how some of my coworkers are doing it because like one of them recently moved out to Svinard, so I'm like, good for you, but also like, why? You're biking all the way back. But yeah, so I'm excited for today. This does feel good. I've wanted my morning coffee. I was putting it off because I miss my coffee maker. Yeah. Okay, so I am dressed and sunscreen, face wash, all of that on. I am finishing up the last bit of my coffee and letting my phone charge because we're gonna be spending all the day out. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. Honestly, I'm excited to go check out Bruges. I'll probably also beforehand stop and get myself like a pastry and then like maybe get a Starbucks before I go on the train. I need to see if like I can have drinks on the train. I don't know. The only other time I've been on the train was when I first showed up here, and oh my god, was I like just so out of it. Like it was bad. I spent like, god, maybe I forgot how long the train is between Brussels and Ghent, but like yeah. Okay, so I am off to go to the train station to get myself to Bruges for this tour. I'm pretty excited for it. Also, I need to take this to the dry cleaner because I've been sweating in it. It's not great. Okay, so I picked up the sausage thing. It's not bad. I didn't know what to expect from it, but I didn't really feel like I wanted something super sweet, and yeah, so that's why I'm trying something different instead. The first step was just taking the bus to the train station. It's effectively the same commute I do every day to work. I had some time while I waited for the train, and I was really impressed with the interior design in here. It's probably from about the turn of the 20th century, which is when Ghent held the World's Fair. Also, I was kind of annoyed because I wanted the Christmas drinks and they just had pumpkin spice lattes. I made it to Bruges! Or really, it's called Brugge. I ended up getting myself a panini while I waited, along with the spa fruit, this time grapefruit, because I love trying all of their flavors. While I waited for my tour, I was also listening to a book written by the founder of Vanguard that was kind of interesting, and just looking around a bit within the train station. Okay, so I'm about to go to the spot where I'm supposed to meet up for the tour. So you can see that they are already starting to get ready for Christmas by having the trees out. Our first stop was just seeing how massive these waterways are and kind of explaining that like, yes, this was a very big like sailing and shipping spot. We then ended up walking into what is now an abbey for Benedictine nuns, but previously it had been home to the Begine, which was effectively an order of free women who acted like nuns but did not take like vows of chastity and poverty. They could work, but most of them were like widows because of the Crusades and whatnot. And it was kind of interesting because apparently they used to have them also in France, but that got seen as heresy because they would close off the area at night, so the only men that were allowed were really boys under the age of 8. Also, there were a lot of swans here and they all seemed huge. Then we passed a brewery that actually has to pipe all of their beer outside of the city because you can't have trucks in Bruges, like in the city center. They also have that crescent moon because that is actually when a lot of like the fermentation would occur for beer. Speaking of swans, we then got to the Sailors Guild House, which always has the brothel right next to it. And the brothels are usually designated by swans. So in Ghent, there are these beautiful swan figurines. In Bruges, it's a little bit more abstract, but they will have the swans facing away from each other because it's just passing in the night. We ended up taking a quick break at Notre Dame, or Our Lady, not to be confused with the one in Paris. This one does also have a stolen Michelangelo sculpture that has been transferred hands multiple times. The last stop was the bell tower, which I kept on thinking looks like it was like tilting, but I'm not fully sure. First part of my tour is done. Now I'm off to do the boat tour, and then I'll go back and do the beer tour, or the beer tasting, and maybe be like, hey, can it actually be in English? Sorry. Boat tour, it was just going along the waterways. Also, because I was sitting in the back, I kept on getting splashed, along with some of the other people back there. We really should have been warned. But then we saw one of the oldest bridges in the city. It's from like the 13th century, which was pretty cool. And just kind of like learning all of the different history and seeing all of the different architecture from different periods of time. Also, that was just a beautiful, like right in the sunlight look. Then we get to things like those points are pigeon towers, which was pretty interesting. We also saw St. John's, which had previously been a hospital actually run by the Begines, and the tour guide's grandmother was actually born there, which is kind of interesting. Okay, so part 2 of the tour stuff is done. Got the boat tour done, and now I'm off to the beer. So the beer tour was an unguided tasting of beers at the beer museum. So there was no worry about it being in German, which I had been worried about since the booking had said DE. So we were given 4 different tokens and we could just pick whichever beers we wanted to taste. The first one that I went with was a lighter beer. It was Estimate, their Pilsner, which used bottom fermentation. I don't know the different types of fermentation, but I tried to have all different types. They said it was an easy drinker, and I will say it is. I really did enjoy it. It was one of my favorites, or actually it was kind of my favorite of the day. As I went further along, it started to go downhill. The next one I had was Boon Krisk. I apologize if I mispronounced it. I will have all the names there. It was so-so for me. Like, it's one that I'm like, I can have it occasionally, maybe in the summer. It was a very tart beer, and it was a spontaneous fermentation, and I'm assuming it also uses a lot more fruits in it, but I'm not fully sure. The third beer I tried was the Rodenbeck Grand Cru. It was way too sour for my liking. I did not care for this at all. I probably should have gone with the other Rodenbeck. It also was a red-brown beer that used mixed fermentation, but I wanted to kind of see if I liked something that was sour. I have not typically, but my taste may have changed. Turns out they hadn't. And to finish off the night with the different tastings, I went with the Steinbridge Brew, which was a brown beer. This was a top fermentation, and it was pretty decent, although I think at that point my taste buds were a little bit shot, especially with how sour the previous one had been. I'm kind of I want to go back and maybe try it again, but also I need to go and actually learn about the different types of beer making. Okay, so I'm kind of rushing to get to the train station because like I should be there before my train gets there, but just to be on the safe side because there's not a lot of trains between Ghent and Bruges. Walk in here. Oh god, there was a really hot guy. What is I was like talking. Whoops. Okay, as I was saying, there's a really hot guy. I was worried that I'd gone the wrong direction at one point, so yeah, but oh my god, there was a guy as I was trying to vlog. I was like, shoot. But then again, most of the men here are very good looking. Okay, so I am home. I have got dinner. I just ordered it from this like chain called Bavette. It's really good just because it's like close by and I just need something quick. And yeah, it's here. It's pasta. I got the Holy Mary, which is like a vegetarian version of like 2 different pastas that they have. Yeah, oh God, the train was so long. And like I tried to use this like charger thing, but it didn't work. So I just didn't use my phone at all. But it was packed. I lucked out and early on got in one of the front carriages, so I was able to like have a seat. And then was another like 15 minutes before the bus came. So yeah, with all of that, I was like, I'm ordering food and picking it up immediately because otherwise I'm just not eating. I was exhausted. I've walked like 15,000 steps today. So yeah, it's been interesting. Okay, so I am showered and I am right now just listening to the Do We Know Them podcast as I get ready for bed. Oof, I did not do much afterwards. Mostly just thought about the tours and I'm like, I got information from all 3 of them. Not all 3 of them. From the like boat tour and the walking tour, I got different bits of information that were useful, but like also there was overlap. I wish it had been just like somewhat more thorough in things on both ends. Also during that whole thing I ended up hitting my leg on the side of the boat, and so I've got like a massive bruise right above my knee already developing. And besides that, I don't know, I'm like with the beer, I wish it had been guided. I want a good guided tour of beer, but that hasn't happened yet. Yeah, so I'm just feeling blah, but also like I walked an obscene amount. That's after having done Pilates yesterday, which it wasn't as bad as like the last time I did Pilates with like, or I was sore, like I'm sore right now, but it's not like the hips as much. A lot of it's like the shoulders this time around. We did a lot more things that were like a little bit more plank based. And I was really unsure about how to do some stuff on the reformer. Plus I'm like, am I just short? Am I just having a problem, or I just am short so I can't put my feet on like the shoulder stuff? Is that part of this problem? My dimension's just like slightly off. Also, this is going to be an interesting one to edit. I'm like also been thinking about how I'm going to do Vlogmas because I'm supposed to be moving on December 1st, so I need to get stuff done like a week effectively done beforehand. So yay. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.